Hey, well, welcome everybody to the regular Wednesday night wellness with Walter. And that's a lot of W's right there. So we were just talking a little earlier about smell and fragrance and how that can bring ourselves to the present moment. So in that in that way, I'm going to go ahead now and make an incense offering. So tonight I have this nice bit of white sage, and I'm going to offer this incense to us, and but not just us, but to all beings throughout space and time. And may this incense be as fragrant as Earth herself, reflecting our wholehearted efforts, our careful awareness, and the fruits of our understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of one another, and may we awaken from our forgetfulness and realize our true home. So, finding our comfortable, easy seat. So, that means for many of us, sitting up on something, propping up onto a pillow, having a little bit of that support underneath the sits bones really goes a long way. So, we're just finding our easy seat now and just allowing our eyes to soften. You could even close your eyes. And with the sound of the little bell, we can invite ourselves to become fully present in this present moment. Just breathing and taking our place into the earth here as we sit together. And I believe as we practice together, we sit like stones in a river, and reality is like that water in the river. So I think the universe is making space for us to be here. So just settling into that space now. And perhaps even connecting with a sense of gratitude. Grateful that we have the ability to access this together. So let's bring our hands together now in front of the heart space, that flower offering position. Softening in the shoulders now, staying heavy in the sits bones. We're going to allow the head to spill forward. The chin makes its way towards chest, and forehead makes its way towards those fingertips. Just breathing here. Breathing in this into the sensations that may be occurring in the back of the neck. And then on your next inhale, we'll bring the head slowly back up to a neutral position. Now we'll turn the head gently to the right. Chin makes its way towards right shoulder. Take a breath here. And then we're going to turn the head all the way through to the other side. Chin makes its way towards left shoulder. Take a moment here and take a breath. And then we'll bring the head back through the neutral position. Imagine, if you will, Between your fingertips, you're holding a flower. And this is not any ordinary flower. This is a flower of great importance and magic. It's a flower of your own design and imagination. And painting this essence of a flower here, we can now go ahead and release that flower, and we're going to just make that offering to all beings throughout space and time. So we're going to release our flowers by bringing the hands all the way up overhead. Inhale, release our flowers, and then exhale, bring the arms all the way down and just rest the hands onto the knees or the lap. And checking in with the shoulders now. Softening in the shoulders. And just like we did before, we're going to allow the head to spill forward once again. And this time we're going to just gently go into a bit of a pendulum motion with the head, so that eventually the right ear makes its way towards right shoulder, and then the head drops down and through, and left ear makes its way towards left shoulder. And then when you feel ready, you might want to just explore a little bit more of a circular motion. So bringing the head around the back space now as you make more of a circular motion here. Just breathing and listening to all the little sounds and machinations that may be occurring. Snap, crackle, and pop. And you could even switch directions. Nice work, everybody. And then when you feel ready to come to stillness, we'll all meet up with our heads balanced on top of our spine. Let's take that motion that we had there in the head and transfer that down into the torso. So hands are resting on knees or perhaps anywhere on the legs. And then just let's begin to make a circular motion. So moving as far down as you wish. Just moving the torso around in these lovely Sufi circles. Consider inhaling as you bring that heart space forward, and then exhaling as you go through the back space, and even switching directions. Beautiful. All right, let's come on back to stillness. Sacred stillness. Just a few breaths here. And then we'll revisit that flower offering position in front of the heart once again. And we're going to interlace the fingers of the hands and press the palms forward. Palms press forward and shoulders drop back and down. Breathing here, staying heavy in the sits bones. And then when you feel ready, let's go ahead and bring those arms all the way up overhead. So the hands are facing towards the sky, the arms are alongside the ears. Breathing long into the side body, and maybe even bringing a gentle bit of movement here from side to side. So this could look like anything for you. You know, you could be a gentle oak tree in a gentle breeze, or you could even be a very exuberant fan at a Stevie Wonder concert. So you could be like super wiggly, or maybe somewhere in between, like just like a piece of seagrass. You just let your imagination run wild here. All right, coming on back to stillness. We're going to release those hands down, all the way down like wings, and just allow the arms to continue to drop all the way back and down. This time we're going to interlace behind the back. So interlacing the fingers of the hands, the palms make their way together. The arms begin to straighten out, the shoulders kind of drop back and down. Taking a few breaths here. And leaving the arms right where they are. Let's allow the head once again to spill forward, so bringing the chin towards the chest. You can even let out a sound. You can inhale and exhale. Ah. Nobody can hear you. You're on mute. And then let's go ahead and bring the head back up to a neutral position. We're going to release those arms out once again and just bring our shoulders into shrugs, into I don't know asana. Yeah, you can even shake out the arms a little bit. And let's get on back to it, shall we? Bringing the hands back together in front of the heart space. This time we're going to inhale the arms up overhead, palms facing towards each other. As we inhale large, and then exhale, rotate the torso towards the extended left hand. Did I say inhale large? That's so funny. All right. Dropping the shoulder down, just breathing here. Staying heavy in the sits bones. Looking up towards that extended left hand. And here's an opportunity. We can rotate the wrist, rotate it one way or the other. It's very fancy. It's a fancy wave. And coming back to stillness with the wrist here, we're going to inhale both arms up overhead, palms facing towards each other. And then exhale, twisting towards the right knee. So left hand makes its way towards right knee. We extend towards that extended right hand, our heart space. Breathing here. And if it felt good for you on the other side, go ahead and rotate the wrist of the extended right hand one way or the other. And I'm going to come on back to a neutral position. Yeah. And I think it's time to make our way onto our hands and knees. So when doing so, make sure that you have some adequate padding underneath the knees. It's great. You can fold up a blanket or a towel, whatever you got. It really makes a difference. So here we are in our table pose. We want to make sure that our wrists are planted right underneath our shoulders and our knees are a comfortable hip width distance apart. So let's just take a little bit of a cat-cow motion. Very gentle, like a 50% of what you would normally do. So just a very small introduction into the movement, just waking up the spine. Hello, spine, if you'd like to participate with us. And then perhaps the movement begins to graduate into a more organic, fluid movement. So it could even be a circular kind of a cat-cow. Whatever feels good for you this evening. Coming back to stillness here. All right. Well, let's go ahead and walk the hands forward about, I don't know, 10 inches or so. So we're walking the hands forward a little bit so that then we can just drop back down. As we sit back down towards our knees, the arms will extend forward and the head can make its way down towards the earth. I'm going to inhale
Come back up, and then exhale. We're going to drop the hips forward. So this is something a little different. We're dropping the hips forward and down. We're pressing up through the arms. And then we're going to inhale. Come on back. And then exhale. Drop back down into the extended child pose. So just breaking the movement up into your breaths. Inhaling as you move up. And then exhaling as you drop back down. And of course, modify in any way that feels necessary. So it could just be this, but just taking it slower and a little bit easier. And then we'll all meet up in a neutral position once again on our hands and knees. All right, well, that was different. Let's extend the right leg long for a nice tiger stretch here. Extending that right heel long behind us. The toes are going to point down towards the earth. Breathing here, your gaze could look straight down. And then we're going to bring the knee back in to meet the left knee. We're going to take it right to the other side. Tiger stretching the left leg out, extending our heel, and keeping the sits bones relatively parallel with the earth. So keeping your hips straight or flat. Nice, and then we'll bring the left knee back in to meet the right. Let's take it once again over to the right side, extending the right leg long. And then this time we're going to just bring a bend to the right knee. And if you wish, you can even stack the hips. So we're opening up, kind of like a puppy dog visiting a fire hydrant, if you need a visual. Yeah. So just breathing here. And when your puppy dog's all finished up, you can bring the right knee down to meet the left. And then we're going to go right to the other side. So the left leg now will extend long. And then we're going to bend the left knee and roll the hips over, stacking the left hip over onto the right. And just breathing here. And when you feel balanced out, could be now, could be later, you're going to bring that left knee down to meet the right. Well, since we're taking our little dog out for a walk, let's go ahead and bring the dog to the puppy park where it's going to be very happy to see other dogs. So we're going to drop down onto our forearms into this little playful puppy pose here. And what we'll do now is tuck the toes of the feet, so bringing a gentle stretch to the backs of the feet here. And let's make pretend, we're puppies and we're getting excited to go into the puppy park. So go ahead and just start wagging your tail. So if you have a tail, go ahead and wag it. For the rest of us without an actual tail, we have to move our hips from side to side. So just moving your hips here from side to side. A nice wag of your swag. And don't forget to breathe. And maybe your dog is really happy and you can wag even faster. And it kind of transmits that motion right up to the front of the body as well. And coming back to stillness. And now we're going to walk back up onto our hands and knees once again. And this time let's untuck the toes. And we're going to walk the hands now towards the body, making our way onto our knees here for a camel. Just a very gentle back bend. So taking our hands around and sliding them into imaginary back pockets here, just planting your palms onto your own personal abundance, dropping the shoulders back and down, allow that heart space to go up towards the sky.
And that's really all that's necessary here is those shoulder blades coming together. The pelvis comes forward slightly, and you don't even have to look straight up in the sky. You can look straight ahead, even tuck the chin. Ah, just breathing. Big inhale. And as you feel ready, we're slowly going to make our way out of that. Back down towards the hands and knees once again. And I'd like to revisit our little cat-cow sequence. So this time let's go a little more formal and inhale and drop the belly down. And then exhale, we're going to press all the way up, tucking the chin and the tailbone towards each other. Inhaling. Dropping down, just allowing the body to hang off the bones like a cow. And then coming back through. Just moving back and forth here at your own pace. Deep, complete breathing with each movement. And then we'll all meet back up again in a neutral position. And we're going to take a little bit of a twist and then a thread the needle. So we're going to spread the fingers of the left hand. I know that sounds painful, but it's not. A twist and spread the needle, or thread the needle, it's not going to hurt. So spreading the fingers of the left hand, pressing the left palm into the earth. Go ahead and press all the way up and out of that left arm, and then furl the right arm all the way up. So like we're reaching for a low piecing hang of fruit here. Take a breath or two here. Even rotate the wrist of that extended right hand. And then as you feel ready, we're going to come on down and tuck that right shoulder down into the earth as the right arm threads through the opening, and the shoulder continues to drop down, and the left arm acts like a kickstand and offers support to the posture. So nothing to do really here, but just breathe and relax. Couple more breaths here in our twisted puppy. And as you feel ready, we're going to slowly make our way back up. Back up onto all fours once again. And let's just break that up with a little bit of a sequence of cat-cows here. Squeeze a few more in. It's such a lovely transitional posture to do. It seems all-inclusive. Coming back to stillness now. And we're going to go to the other side. So pressing into the ground with the right hand, transmitting that energy all the way up through the right arm, and reaching all the way up towards the stars with your left hand. Taking a breath or two here in this expansive twist, and rotating the hand of the extended left hand, rotating the wrist one way or the other. And then coming on back down. And we're going to thread the needle on this side. So dropping the left shoulder down to the earth as the
left arm makes its way through the opening, and eventually the side of the head makes its way down towards the earth here. The sits bones are staying nice and high. Just breathing, relaxing. Hmm. Nice work, everybody. All right. Wow, let's come on back up onto all fours once again. And we're going to make our way onto our knees. Take your time, allow your body to acclimate. And we're going to just take this mini mountain. So full mountain we would be standing, but here we're going to just be little mini mountains, and just plug your knees and your shin bones into the earth and roll those thumbs out to the sides. So it's like we're hitchhiking to the universe for all good destinations. And here we can allow our heart space to elevate and just smile here. Could force the first smile of your practice, maybe. Yeah. Now we're going to just sit back down, sitting back down onto the knees. So bringing the knees together and sitting back towards the heels. Now, if this feels tough on the knees, what feels really great is to just sit back onto a padding, like a pillow or a rolled up blanket. Or if you have one of these bolsters or zafus or a block, that's great too. So just sitting back here now, just taking this moment. And we're going to bring hands back together in front of the heart space once again. And we're going to go into a movement called gatherment of joy. So we're going to inhale those arms out to the side, palms facing up. Inhale completely as the arms make their way overhead. Exhale, palms make their way together all the way down towards the heart space. Moving with the breath now. Inhaling, reaching up and through. Hands make their way together towards heart space on the exhale. Continuing this motion. Perhaps even visualizing the concept of gatherment. What is it that we can gather? What can we gather from the universe that's going to bring us nourishment? And if that doesn't work, hey, it's a great shoulder opener. All right, we're all going to meet up in that flower offering position in front of the heart space once again. Yeah. All right. Let's take a forward bend. So we're going to just allow ourselves to stay seated here, and we're going to just walk the hands forward and allow the torso to drop down. Torso drops all the way down. And don't forget, it really does help to have something here between the heels and the sits bones. And maybe the head makes its way all the way to the earth or finds its way to a block or a pillow. Just continuing to breathe and finding a space of letting go, even though it feels like you're in a space that may feel small or constricted. Still continuing to breathe and continuing to check in with the breath and how it's moving in your back space. So feel the back of your rib cage moving with each breath here as well. So the arms could be relaxed. You could even bring the arms along down by the sides. So this is pretty much a classic seed pose in yoga.
and it's very appropriate now. So we're just relaxing here in our little dormant seed state, full of potential and future. And right now, even if I dug down through the snow and I parted the leaves, I would see the tips of the green sprouts of all the seeds that are starting to push their way up into the world. So connecting with our own inner seeds of potential, may we all this evening recognize our inner potential, the vast untapped potential that we have in this form, our divinity. So as we relax here, we're going to bring our mind's attention now to our physical selves, and then slowly, like you're playing the part of a seed in a Broadway show, you're gonna kind of slowly kind of unfurl and allow yourself to make your way back up into the seated position. You're cracking through your little shell and you're pressing up through that soft, warm soil. And we're going to bring those hands back into flower offering position in front of the heart. And then go ahead and work those hands all the way up, plowing through the soil, breaking out into the sunshine and spreading our little leaves out. So the arms spread out, the fingertips spread out, and that heart space begins to spread out towards the sunshine as we realize our full potential. Just breathing here. And then we're going to bring the hands back down through and make our way onto our belly. Yeah, how about that? Making our way down towards our bellies here. And let's prop ourselves up a little bit. So don't go all the way down. Just drop those, let's just drop those sits bone or the hip bones into the earth. And you're supporting yourself with your forearms. So it's like we're setting up into that classic Sphinx pose. Check in with the legs. Bring the legs together so that the feet are touching, the toes are touching. And then relax the feet, the tops of the feet into the earth. And just allow everything to stay relatively nice and soft and loose here. And allow your gaze to just look straight down at the space here between your thumbs. So just like we were doing before, we were doing that little wag the dog exercise. Begin to imagine you have a big old bowl of Jello, and it's on your sacrum. Yeah, we'll call it Jello. Why not? So start shaking your Jello bowl from side to side, and stay nice and loose here in your back, and your arms, and your glutes, everything, and your legs, and your glutes. Just moving back and forth, letting inertia do the work. All right. And when you feel ready, you can begin to allow yourself to come to stillness. And then we're going to walk the elbows out to the side. So stacking the hands into little pillows and resting the forehead down onto the backs of the hands. Ah. Just breathing here and checking in with how the body feels in this new position against the earth.
Now we'll just go ahead and bend the knees. So we're bringing the soles of the feet up so that they're basically facing the sky. And then we're going to begin to gently move the feet from side to side, like a gentle little windshield washer motion. And you could set the speed of your windshield washers to be anything that feels necessary for your own personal rainstorm. So you could be really caught in a rainstorm and you need to turn those wipers up, or maybe things are slowing down and you kind of put it on that delay mode where you can delay the wipers to one side, take a breath or two, and then go to the other side and take a breath or two. You just play with it. Coming back to a neutral position, and then bringing the legs back down one at a time. And now we're going to extend the right arm 90 degrees out to the side, and then turn the head to the left so the right cheek is making its way towards the earth. And now the left hand we're going to place under the left shoulder. So we're getting ready to just go into a gentle shoulder stretch. So we're going to start by just rolling the hips. So rolling the left hip over the right hip. So the left leg now is making its way behind you, and the left arm is supporting the left shoulder. Just breathing into the sensations and checking in with the steady edge of your own stretch. You don't want to overdo it here. Just feel into the sensations and breathe. Breathing space into that right shoulder. Nice work, everybody. Okay, let's come on back through the center. And we're going to take it right to the other side. So extending the left arm out all the way, 90 degrees. Right hand plants underneath the right shoulder. And then when you feel ready, begin to roll the hips over. So the right hip rolls up and over. And maybe even the right foot makes its way to the earth behind you. Just breathing into the sensations as they occur without any real expectation of things really being balanced out. That's what we're actually achieving, hopefully. Nice work. Okay, as you feel balanced out, we're going to make our way back on towards our tummies. And we're going to make our way back up onto our forearms once again into that sphinxy situation. Now this time, let's go ahead and press into the earth with our palms and our forearms, and just bring that heart space forward and up. And that's really all we need to do here to make more of an active Sphinx pose. You could even gently pull the body forward slightly, staying relaxed in the lower body, in the spine, in the legs. Oh, Apollo, he has something to say. And then we're going to relax out of that. And let's go ahead now and make our way onto our backs.
stretching long here. Allow the legs to stretch long. Arms are going to stretch overhead long as well.
And making any movements, pointing and flexing the toes and the hands, and perhaps even forcing a yawn. And then coming back to a more neutral position. So that would be hands down alongside the body. And just bring the legs together, and then just allow the feet to relax, allow the toes to roll out perhaps.
Allowing the rest. Like a, they call this corpse pose, but really, it sounds too permanent. Really, I like to think of this more of like a log, a resting log in the woods. But tonight you could even soften even more. You could be like a pretzel log that was left out overnight at a party or something, and now the morning mist and everything, and it's just getting really soft and it's just starting to break down. Or you could be a log. Either way, just continuing to melt in. Here's an opportunity to do like a mental MRI. So just kind of doing a little bit of a scan of yourself and seeing if there's areas that could be released. Let's further connect with the body now, bringing the right hand to belly and left hand finds its way to heart space. Here we have an opportunity once again to bring a gentle smile, turning the corners of the mouth towards the ears. And maybe thinking of the words, thank you, thank you. And now we'll take our hands and just relax them once again down by the sides. Let's walk the feet in towards the body. Knees are bent now, and we're going to walk those feet out towards the side edges of the mat. Yeah, and just like we did before with the windshield washers, we're going to do that with our knees. So just begin now to just allow the knees to move gently from side to side. Notice that the hips are moving. Allow your hips to stay nice and soft as the knees drop down towards the earth on each side. Just moving back and forth here at your own pace. And now let's begin to just allow the knees to stay to the right side. So the knees drop down to the right. Just breathing here into the sensations that may be occurring.
And now we're going to go to the other side by just bringing only the left knee. So the left knee comes all the way up and drops to the left. Notice that the right knee now is getting involved and it's coming along for the ride. So both knees now start to drop all the way down. It's almost like there's an imaginary little rope there between the knees. Knees are dropping to the left. We're breathing, just allowing the right shoulder to melt into the earth even more. We're going to bring both knees back up. Yeah. And let's go ahead now, and we're going to take another small posture. We did seed. Now we're going to do happy beetle. So we're going to take the feet off the earth and take a hold of the outside edges of the knees. And maybe you bring your head up towards the knees or in that general direction. And you're just making yourself really small, kind of curling up into a little ball here. Like those little pumpkin bugs that you find in the garden. Sometimes they curl up in a little ball when they get scared. So you could even wiggle your toes here to simulate little bug legs. All right. So let's go ahead and be a happy little beetle, and let's roll from side to side. So just rolling back and forth across your own exoskeleton. And as you go from side to side, you can even rotate your knees in a circular motion. You could just really feel your sacral area now making contact, almost like a bowl upside down on a table. Yeah, and you can reverse directions here of that happy beetle. My beetle's very happy now. Okay, coming back to stillness, we're going to just hang on to those knees, and now we're going to relax the head, neck, and shoulders towards the earth. Allow the legs to open, so the knees open, and we're holding the knees in a straddle. Just breathing here and just allowing the weight of the arms to gently guide and support the knees, the legs. So you can stay here or relax out of this, or even try out a happy baby. So you might take a yogi toe lock on those big toes, or hold on to the ankles or the backs of the feet or the bottoms of the feet. And then just begin to slowly relax that head, neck, and shoulders back to the earth. And then the feet make their way towards the sky as the knees make their way in towards the armpits. Happy baby. So you could even gently rock here from side to side as well, like a happy baby would. Yeah. And coming back to stillness and just continuing to hang out with this. This is a lovely inversion as well. Hmm. And as you feel ready, we're slowly going to relax out of that, allowing the feet to gently make their way back down towards the earth. Yeah. And let's stretch the legs long once again. And shake it out. Make any movements. Okay. And now we are at the time that everyone loves, where we make our on-ramps to bliss. Wow, I just looked over at the clock and it's telling me it's time. So, whatever you got. And if you're not familiar with this, this is, in some circles they call it supported fish. But here we call it open heart lotus.
So making a ramp, and it doesn't have to be high or low. It could be whatever position you'd like it to be. But what is important is it's long enough of a ramp to support your entire spine and the back of your head. Now, this could just be a rolled up blanket or something. It doesn't have to be elaborate. But if you've got the props, go for it. All right, we're going to bring the feet now together in a Baddha Konasana kind of a way, and then allow the knees to just drop out to the sides. Here's a great opportunity if you have blocks or props, go ahead and put those underneath the knees or under the legs so that you're not using any muscular energy here. So just feeling the movement of your own breathing. Inviting everything in the physical self to relax. Having faith in the earth to support us. We have this opportunity to let go even more. Listening to the sounds of the world, the sounds of your breathing, the sounds of my voice as I sing to you this blessing. May you be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. Just relaxing. Imagine, if you will, a beautiful light, a light that is stretching from a place far, far beyond. And witnessing this light and getting the feeling from this light that it is reaching for you from a space of love. And feeling comfortable with this light, perhaps even allowing the light to gently come down and wrap and envelop you like a cloak. Just being held in this warm and beautiful light. And perhaps even receiving some energy, receiving some power, of some prana, life force. Just gracefully receiving. And imagining now that light gently dissipating into the ether and absorbing into the earth, into your body. Together, we practice with open bodies, hearts, minds, and spirits. May we be open to all the good things the universe has to offer. And may our hearts stay open to love. And we have a handful more of minutes, and if you wish to change positions, or perhaps even stay right where you are, just relaxing. May you be well. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be happy. May you be peaceful and at ease. And bringing your mind's attention back to your physical self, perhaps even wiggling fingers and toes, and bringing those hands together once again in front of the heart space. Maybe one more smile. And I'll end this evening's practice with this Buddhist blessing. May I respectfully remind you that life and death are of supreme importance. Time passes by swiftly and opportunity can be lost. Each of us should strive to awaken. Take heed, my friend, and do not squander your most precious life. Namaste. And I love you guys.